Ladies and gentlemen, there is magic in the air in this first edition of College Game Day. Miami, Florida, playing in the Magic Kingdom. Who will come out on top? Here to help me discuss it and all the other games happening this week, Will Stewart, my co-host. How you doing, brother?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
And we also have Ben Hicks from episode 7 on the line.
Yep.
Joining us talking college football. Ben, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Chase. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, anytime. So, again, this is a version of College Game Day. College Game Day is a show on ESPN. If you've never watched it before, it airs from 9 to 12 on Saturday mornings during the College Game Day season from August 24th to the National Championship in January. So this is a really fun, this was my favorite show growing up. And
Probably.
Des Howard, Reese Davis, Chris Fowler.
The whole crew.
Yeah, the whole crew is awesome, and I just looked up to them. So I want to thank every single one of them for making this possible for us. If we would have seen that show, would we be doing this right now? No. So, College Game Day, and we're going to start off with our Saturday slate. First game, Arizona versus Hawaii. But before we start out discussing that, I'm just going to tell you guys this is a mini episode. First of all, there are only 2 games this Saturday on August 24th. So we're also covering games on the 29th that are UCLA Cincinnati, Georgia Tech Clemson, and Utah BYU. So we're going to start with Arizona Hawaii, Saturday at 10:30 on CBS Sports Network. Will's going to start with you. Break down this matchup for me.
Well, it's going to be a really good game, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Miami, they're home, and Hawaii, they're home, and I think they're really under 18. Like you said, they went 8-4 last year. Yep. 8-4, and they have lots of really good recruits and good wide receivers. So I think this will be a high-scoring matchup, and I think it'll be a really, really fun game to watch.
Ben, how about you?
It's going to be a very offensive game, a lot of points from both sides. Arizona's dual threat quarterback, Lil Tate, he can run, he can pass, he does all of it. They'll score a ton of points through him. Then Hawaii, sophomore quarterback, many expect a big year from him. They also they have great players at every skill position in the offense. Running backs, wide receivers, tight end, quarterback. Very well-rounded offense that should score a lot of points. I think it'll be a high-scoring game, and that stay up and watch that game. It'll be a good one. It'll be very offensive.
Okay. Now, before we discuss the next matchup that's on the 29th, remember, Arizona was one of the worst defenses in the Pac-12 last year.
Well, yeah.
And they're only returning, I think, 4 defensive starters. So if you look at that, you're saying inexperience plus worse defense equals a lot of points allowed.
Yeah.
And with Cole McDonald, the Hawaiian starting quarterback,
and their receivers for
Hawaii, they're talented. They're very, very skilled. And Cole McDonald, a freshman QB for Hawaii, led them to a 5-game increase from 3-9 to 8-4.
That's great.
And so you have to look at him. Arizona, this could be a losing game for them.
This could.
So I'm just saying, watch out for Hawaii because threatening team.
Yep.
All right, our next matchup. Then we're going to start with you this time. UCLA and Cincinnati.
Obviously Cincinnati got the best of UCLA in Los Angeles last year, Chip Kelly's first year. I still think it's a little too early in his tenure to expect them to get these big road wins like this game would be for them. UC had a great year last year, and Cincinnati great backfield with Desmond Ritter and the running back. Is he a freshman, I think? Right? The running back?
No, the running back is a sophomore.
He's a sophomore as well. Okay. Well, their backfield, they're going to win this game. It's going to come from them, and I think that they will do that. It's still early in his tenure, and Cincinnati is going to be a good team this year, following up the 10-2 season last year.
Okay. Will, what do you have to say about this game?
Agreed. I don't think Chip Kelly. I don't think he has enough experience with UCLA, but in like 3 or 4 years, I think he'd be good. But yeah, since UC's home, right? Home.
Yep.
So I think that could be another difference. They could maybe win. But yeah, I think UC's gonna come out of this game.
UC, they're a very talented team. UCLA, but their senior running back Josh Kelly can pile up some yards. He had 820, I think, about around 820 last year. So that's a decent number. 6 touchdowns too. with a team that didn't score all that often. So I think that's really good. If they can get him the ball, because UC's defense, they're not the worst, obviously, but they're not the greatest. So if he can pound them over and over again for yards, UCLA might have a chance in this game. All right, the next game, we get to see the defending national champs in Death Valley at 8 p.m. on August 29th, Thursday. Georgia Tech at Clemson. Will, let's start with you. Just break it down.
This might be like my favorite game to watch.
Really?
Yes,
Georgia Tech and Clemson?
It might be.
All right, why?
I don't know. Are they in Georgia Tech?
They're in Clemson.
Okay, my bad. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Still, I mean, Trevor Lawrence, we all know he's phenomenal.
Yeah,
he's phenomenal.
He's a great QB.
You know, I mean, this is going to be a really good game. I think really high scoring for Clemson. I don't know about Georgia Tech, but
well, Georgia Tech, they're a good team.
They're a good team.
They're a really good team.
They're not, maybe,
but they're not returning it. They're not returning a running back. They're not returning. I mean, their QB isn't returning. Their running back isn't returning.
Yeah.
Their starting tight end isn't returning. And they've lost 3 of their 5 offensive linemen against a defense like Clemson that gained 5.
That D line.
That gained, I think, 2 or 3 5-star recruits on the D line.
Yeah. We talked about that in the previous episode.
Yeah, in episode 11.
Yeah.
So with guys on you like that, what are you supposed to do?
I don't know.
What are you supposed to do?
I mean, like you said, they got rid of 3 out of 5 the whole line.
Yeah.
Can't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
then, Georgia Tech, Clemson. You said earlier that you might have Georgia Tech as your Superdog. So, why is that? Why is Georgia Tech going to fare better against Clemson?
Plus, it'll be the first game on the new ACC network. I think you can't say that the defending national championship is not going to win week 1 at home. They're not. You can't say that it's not going to be you can't say it's going to be a close game. But I think a line of 36.5 it's a little too big. I feel like it's still a good ACC conference game. I mean, it's a line of 36.5. That's huge. You could lose by 5 touchdowns and you're still covering the spread. Trevor Lawrence, T. Higgins, it's going to be an electric offense this year. Clemson will be a ton of fun to watch. But I Georgia Tech, nobody's talking about them. I don't see them getting beat by 40 points. I think that they're not going to keep it close, but it's not going to be a 40-point game.
Yeah. I completely agree. The line of 36.5 points is ridiculous. So I think it's going to be a little less than that, obviously. But let's move to the next game. This game usually comes late in the season, but a rivalry game.
Right.
At the start of the season, Utah and BYU. The rivalry of Utah, or they call it Hell is Real. That's the rivalry game. Will? Actually, Ben, we're going to start with you this time. Utah at BYU. Don't be fooled by the Cougars. Even though Utah has won 8 straight games, 5 of them have been decided by a touchdown or less.
That's impressive.
So keep that in mind. BYU, they're not a team to underestimate. Ben, what's your opinion on this game?
I think the fact that it's at BYU makes this a much closer game than it would be if it was at Utah. Utah's running back, Zach Moss, he will be one of the best running backs in the country this year. I think this will be a great game. I just think Utah might have a little too much. BYU, remember, was ranked early in the year last year. They got a couple really good wins against power-high opponents like Wisconsin. So don't be surprised if BYU wins this game. I just feel like Utah's going to win the ball, or they're going to win the game running the ball. So I got Utah.
All right, well, I'll let you.
Agreed. BYU's home, so that could be a factor or one, but I don't see it. Utah that defense is so good.
Stacked.
Jason and I, we love Utah.
Yeah. One of our favorite teams. Well, we just like we just respect the fact that they are a Pac-12 defense that allowed less than 17 points a game last year.
That is...
And allowed 10 to Washington in the Pac-12 championship game. When you look at that from a Pac-12 standpoint, people are scoring 35 to 40 points a game in the Pac-12. If you're allowing 17...
And I feel like amazing, but I feel like people aren't they still aren't talking about them.
No, they're not respecting the use as much. And what I'm thinking about this game is, first of all, rivalry game to start the season. I love that. That's awesome. That's awesome. But BYU with Joe Critchlow as their starting QB, he's good. He was okay last year. He led them to the win against Wisconsin. I remember Tanner Mangum was their starting quarterback for I think 6 years. 5 or 6 years. And then last year they lost him. They were so used to having him.
Yeah.
And so now you look at BYU, you think they're full apart. No, I think they had a 6-7, 5-7 season last year.
That's good for them.
But
it was 6-6 in the regular season last year.
Okay.
They won the bowl game.
Okay. So, but the win against Wisconsin was all in all impressive.
No.
So I think Joe Critchlow in his second season as a starter, he'll make this happen for BYU. But Utah's defense stacked. You talked about Zach Moss, but don't forget about their quarterback. Tyler Huntley is a threat. He might be the best quarterback in the Pac-12. If JT Daniels of USC doesn't perform and Jacob Eason of Washington can't do it, Tyler Huntley might just take over the Pac-12. Well, besides Justin Herbert, he might take over. He might take over the Pac-12 South. How about we just put it that way? He might take over the Pac-12 South. So just keep that in mind. Huntley's a good QB. All right, that has been our Saturday slate, ladies and gentlemen. So now we move to, we're gonna do this every time. We're gonna ask 3 questions every single day. Every single game of the episode. Now, for most of the part, from week 2 through all the way through all the way to champ week, they're gonna be the same questions. But since this is week 1, we're asking the preseason questions here. So we're gonna start with, what is the best conference in football and why?
Power 5.
Yeah, Power 5. Ben, let's start with you.
I feel like it's an obvious answer. It's got to be the SEC.
Yeah.
If you go through the rankings, you have Alabama number 2, Georgia 3, LSU 6, Florida 8, A&M 12, Auburn 16, and then Missouri has the most votes of any team not in the bowl. Mississippi State has the 3rd most votes. Virginia Tech got a lot of, South Carolina got a lot of votes. It's just a very loaded conference from top to bottom. And Kentucky had a revival last year of their program. They're not going to be as good without Benny Snell, but they'll still be a good team. There are 8 or 9 really good teams in this conference, as there are every year.
Okay. Will, I'm asking you agree with that.
I agree. SEC, they're so stacked. Every team, I think, not every team, but at least 4 teams there could compete for the national championship. It's just so stacked.
Yeah,
it's.
You're thinking about, you have 4. There's a top 10. 40% of those teams are SEC: Alabama, Georgia, LSU, and Florida. And if you do top 8, half of them are SEC teams with the same 4 ranking in the top 8. Florida, Utah, and Clemson are the only ranked teams playing in this Saturday slate right here. Florida's ranked 8th. Clemson's obviously ranked number 1, and Utah's ranked 14th. So those are 3 top 15 teams you're saying in the first week of college football. That's awesome. That's really amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
So next question we're gonna ask is it's more about football than anything. What are Ben? Actually, let's start with Will. Let's start with you this time. Who are 3 non-Power 5 conference sleepers? And we have 3 teams laying it out right here, Mark.
So is this teams or conference?
Teams.
I honestly think one could be Miami.
You mean Hawaii?
I keep saying that. Hawaii. They have 4 wide receivers with 20 receptions last year, so that's a lot. Combined, that's 80, so that's a lot. And their sophomore quarterback, I think he's really good. And
Cole McDonald,
and 84 last year, I think they can build off that, and they can be a really good team and potentially be in a bowl.
Okay. How about the second and third? You still gonna feed off BYU over here?
I am.
Okay.
I am. Now losing the quarterback, was that last year? Didn't they lose him?
Yeah.
Well, no.
Well, the year before that, they lost him.
I still think they're good though. If they can beat Utah, I think that they will gain lots of confidence, and then they can build off that. And they can, like I said, potentially make a bowl game too.
Well, okay, so your third, Cincinnati's not really a sleeper since they had a really good season last year. So, any others? Need 3.
No, I can't go with that team.
What?
I can't. UCF doesn't count. They're top 5.
No, they can't count. That doesn't count.
Okay, This may surprise you. You know Temple?
Yeah.
They're good. I mean,
okay.
Temple.
Temple. All right.
Watch out for them. I mean, they lost Rock Justin, cornerback, but they're a good team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they won do you know how many games they won?
7.
7? I mean, that's good for them.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I'm going to go with Temple for my final team.
Okay, Ben?
So there are a lot of good choices here. I feel like UCF is the obvious choice, but after their last 2 undefeated regular seasons, they're not really a sleeper anymore.
Exactly.
But I'm going to go with the team from the American. I like Houston. They lost Ed Oliver, who was one of the best players in the country.
Yeah.
But they did get Dana Holgerson from West Virginia
Mm-hmm.
to take their head coaching job. I'm not saying they're going to be as good as they were a couple years ago with Tom Herman, where they went to a year 6 bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a solid 7-5, 8-4 season that many people aren't expecting could be reachable for that team.
Okay.
I also like Appalachian State every year out of the Sun Belt.
Yeah.
I feel like they're always a 11-1, 10-2 team no one talks about. They're a good team. 10 or 11 years ago, won at Michigan in the first week of the year as an FCS school. Now FBS, I expect another solid one or two loss year from them. And then also, probably 5 years ago, if I were to say Boise State, you wouldn't say sleeper because everybody expected almost an undefeated season from them. But now, with UCF being very good, no one's really talked about Boise State as that non-Power 5 team.
Mm-hmm.
But I expect another good year from them. Last year, I think 2 or 3 losses. I think they lost the Mountain West Championship to Fresno State. But I think that they will win that conference this year, and they're my 3rd sleeper.
Okay. On my 3 sleepers, I gotta agree with you on the Houston.
Yeah.
They were amazing, great team. And again, Dana Holgerson with an air raid offense, it's gonna be really hard to stop that, and I agree with Ben on 7-5, 8-4 season. Now my next sleeper is gonna surprise most of you, and that is the Troy Trojans out of the Sun Belt. They beat LSU 2 years ago, they beat Nebraska last year, and still no one is talking. That makes me mad.
Yeah.
16-8 in the last 24. I predict they're going to have another 8-4, 9-3 season, maybe even take the Sun Belt Conference. I think Troy's a very, very talented football program. A lot of great stuff. And then my last one's going to be Utah State. The Aggies are not a team to be overlooked. They almost beat Michigan State. They almost by a touchdown last year, and they led the FBS with 5 returns for a touchdown on special teams, and 7 special team touchdowns. That's amazing. Like 2 block punts for a touchdown, 5 kickoff returns for a touchdown. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I think Utah State, watch out for them. They could take the Mountain West away from Boise State and BYU. All right. Moving on to our last one. Who is in the top 20 preseason top 25 that shouldn't be, and if so, who should be in their place? Ben, let's start with you.
I think that the AP poll got it really close to, I think it's good rankings.
Mm-hmm.
I think Stanford at 25 is questionable.
Mm-hmm.
Washington State, I think they'll be a good team, but I was kind of surprised, honestly, to see them in the top 25. I would put them there. I was just surprised the AP poll did. Iowa State, they 5 years ago were terrible. Now they've been a couple 8-4 seasons. I think they've been pretty good. I think the only team I put in that's not in is Missouri. I'm not sure who I'd take out. It'd probably be Stanford. Yeah, so I'd probably put Missouri in for Stanford. But overall, I think it's a pretty good ranking list.
Okay.
I'd take Stanford out as well. I'd put on Baylor.
Baylor?
I mean, it's like no one's talking about them.
Okay.
You know, I mean, what are they in the
Yeah, they were terrible 2 years ago.
They
Now
were,
they're having bounce backs.
I think they'll have a bounce back season. So
Baylor got 0
25
votes by the
football.
AP poll, so that would be a Power 5 sleeper.
Now, okay, so I'm looking at the top 15. First of all, Michigan State, I don't feel like had a good enough season to stay in there last year. I don't know why what are they?
They're
19? 19?
18 right now, 18.
18. All right. But still, I think that's unacceptable. They didn't even get a bowl win.
What was the record? What was it?
6-7. They went to the bowl against Oregon and lost. The what was that? Red Box Bowl against Oregon and lost.
Remember a couple years ago ago, they went 3-9. Same thing Notre Dame did. They followed it up with a really good season, and then another mediocre season. I think they'll follow it up with probably a good 8-4, 9-3 season. They do have Michigan at home this year, don't they?
Yes, they do.
I think that's a winnable game for them. And I think that 18 might be a little high right now, but I think they deserve to be in the top 25.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yep.
One team that I would sub in is Army. Army for Syracuse. Because Syracuse lost year Dungy. He was the complete strength and soul of that team. Army, with a 10-3 season last year, a bowl win.
I feel like no
And
one's.
absolutely crushed me.
Yep.
So they are a team to watch out for, folks. That should have been one of my number 5 underdogs because they're amazing. So I think Army will have another 10. I think we'll have another double-digit win season. I think they can pull off a couple upsets of Power 5 programs. I think Army's going to have a really good season, too. All right. I think that's all the questions we have for today, which we get into the most exciting part of football.
We got to talk about Miami, Florida. Well, Gameday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Really?
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
So, we forgot Saturday selections. Probably the most important game here. Miami taking on Florida. Will, let's start with you.
So is this a Slate? I'm not saying who
This is
wins.
Slate, yep.
Great game.
Yeah.
They're not playing. It's like neutral.
Yeah, it's in Orlando.
No, it's not.
It's in Orlando, yeah. It's in Magic Kingdom.
Okay, my bad.
It's a neutral site game.
It's gonna be. I actually think it's gonna be a great game. Miami, they were terrible last year. What'd they go?
Well, 75.
Okay, not that. They weren't terrible, but like.
I don't know what they're ranked.
I mean,
people.
Yeah. I mean,
they're not ranked, but they were. They had. What do they have, Ben? Like the fourth most.
The FIBA, which is 29.
Okay, so.
Exactly, fourth most votes. So they'd be 29th in the AP poll.
I think they're gonna be really good this year.
That's not bad.
I mean, 7-5. I thought they went like 4 and something. My bad.
Okay, so they're pretty good.
Those two years ago.
Very good
Yeah,
team.
they're a very good team. But then Florida.
They outscored their opponents 82-29 in the last 2 games of the season. Florida State and Michigan,
That's
who are both respectable opponents, and they beat the crap out of both of them.
yeah.
So Florida is a team to watch out for.
Yeah. So
But they did get crushed by Missouri in the middle of the season,
that's
17-38. Florida, Georgia blew them out of the water in the rivalry game, but that's Georgia.
It's Georgia.
Missouri was just a loss that I felt like they shouldn't have lost that game.
You can't lose.
They played. Well, Missouri was pretty good.
They're good, but I mean, were they home against that?
No,
They were
they were in the zoo. So that was a tough game to win. And remember, Florida, I think they were like the 13th team in the country when they went to the zoo to win that game. But now coming in as 8th with that huge Peach Bowl victory against Michigan,
huge one.
They're coming in as the favorite. But Arizona's favored to win by more against Hawaii than Florida is to beat Miami. And Arizona's the away team. And Florida's not technically the home team, but basically the home team.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, you can't underestimate Miami.
Can't.
Technically, Florida's the home team because Gainesville is closer to Orlando than Miami.
Yeah.
But, it's not really a home field advantage for anybody in that situation.
Yeah.
So I think tough game.
Yes, sir.
I think defense wins championships in this one. I think it's going to be a low-scoring, hard-fought battle, and we'll get Saturday selection to see who wins.
Yeah.
But first, my favorite segment, Superdogs. That's one of my favorites. So, Ben, we're going to start with you. Who is your Superdog?
Already talked about it earlier. Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, 36.5-point underdogs as of about 3 o'clock p.m. today. They're not going to win the game. They have no chance of winning at Clemson.
Exactly.
But they're not going to lose by 40. They'll probably lose by 3 or 4 touchdowns, maybe lose by 24 points. But they're 36.5-point underdogs in an ACC conference game. They're not going to lose by that much, I don't think. So that's why Georgia Tech's my Superdog.
Okay. Will.
I'm gonna go with. I'm not gonna get this wrong. Hawaii.
Okay.
Hurricanes. I think they're a really good team. Like I keep saying, 8-4 last year. They're going up against a Arizona team that they're not amazing.
But offensively.
Yeah,
offensively.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go with Hawaii. It's a really good team.
And now do you expect them? Remember, Arizona's favored by 10.5. Do you expect them to cover the spread or win outright?
I think they're gonna. It's hard.
It is,
I think they're gonna cover this for them.
but not win.
No.
Okay. All right, I respect that. My super dog is the BYU Cougars. I just think like they're such a good program. All right, they are. Losing to Utah in the past 8 seasons has been brutal for them.
Yeah.
That was their toughest rivalry game. But like, don't be fooled by that.
Yeah.
5 of those games are decided by 7 points or less. This is where it ends. I think Utah was only winning by 4.5. With spread, I think they cover the spread. I do not think they win the game outright, but I think it's actually going to be decided by 1, 2, 3 points, not 4.5. Close, very close game in Provo.
Is 4.5 a super dog, Jason?
Well, I can count it as a super dog.
Yeah, I guess you can. I mean, if they win outright, that would be good for the standings.
I don't know. I want to say they do because it's a rivalry game and they haven't won in 8 years. But we'll wait till Saturday selections for that.
Yeah.
All right, so Saturday selections. Let's start with you. It's gonna go Will, Ben, me.
All right.
Will, Arizona, Hawaii. Hawaii at home, who wins?
It's gonna be a very high scoring game, like Ben said and all of us said, but I still think Arizona comes through.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think that Hawaii defense can just stop the Arizona rotating that offense. I just think it's too powerful, and it'll be a close game, but Arizona's gonna get the W.
Okay. Ben.
For all the reasons I mentioned in the Saturday slate, I think Arizona will get it done, and I think they'll cover. I think they're going to win by 2 touchdowns at Hawaii.
All right. I completely agree with both of you guys. Arizona, high-powered offense. Hawaii will not be able to survive. They'll stick with them for about a half. Then the second half, Khalil Tate will rip apart that Hawaii defense. Will be able to stop him. Arizona wins by 14, 17 points. UCLA, Cincinnati. Will, your turn again.
All right, so last year UC won and UCLA, so I think they're gonna win again, and they're even home now, so that could be a good advantage.
They're only favored by 3.5. Even at home.
You are right,
Yeah.
but I mean, I still believe in them. I mean, Chip Kelly, he's a good coach, but I don't think I think he needs a little more experience with UCLA, and then once he gets a little more experience, then I think UCLA will be good, but really good. But I'm gonna go with UC in this one.
Okay. Ben?
I think Cincinnati, I don't think it's going to be close. I think UC will blow out the Bruins in this game. As you guys know, I'm not a Cincinnati fan, but I think that they have a good team this year, and they're going to beat UCLA at home.
Okay.
At home is the big thing here. Home field advantage is a lot in college sports, football, basketball.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And I think Cincinnati will win.
Okay. Georgia Tech, Clemson. Will, your turn.
Well, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Clemson.
It's
So
defending national champions.
Trevor Lawrence, I can see him throwing 5 touchdowns in this game, to be honest. But I think, like you guys said, I don't think they'll win by like a stupid amount, like 40 or something. But I don't think it'll be like 15 or 20. So yeah, Clemson's gonna win, but Georgia Tech they'll stay in there till when the second half comes. Clemson will pull away more.
All right.
Take the game.
Ben?
You got to go with Clemson here. They're not going to go 15-0 and then lose their first game at home, conference opponent. Just, they're an experienced group. Trevor Lawrence, even though he's a true sophomore, he hasn't lost a game yet. It's not going to be 40. Georgia Tech's my super dog, but Clemson's going to win.
Okay. I agree with both of you guys. I think Clemson, Trevor Lawrence, and none of you guys have mentioned Travis Etienne yet, so I might as well be the first one. 22 rushing touchdowns last year. He's
22.
He's ridiculous. He had more rushing touchdowns than most quarterbacks had passing touchdowns. He'll keep that going in this game, probably 2, maybe even 3 touchdowns. And I think Clemson, first quarter may be close, but second, third, fourth, it's going to be nothing. Clemson's going to blow them out. Utah BYU rivalry game in Provo. First game of the season, tough game. You think we'll serve?
BYU's home,
Uh-huh.
so I mean that could be a advantage. But Utah, their defense is so good, so I'm gonna go with Utah. But it's gonna be a really good game. Like,
Okay.
I think it could be one of the best games in week 1.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Utah.
Ben, how about you on this one?
I have to agree with Will. Utah's going to win the game. defense and running the ball. BYU, rivalry game, haven't won in 8 years. They're not going to go down easily, but I think Utah, being a top 15 team in the country, not many people think about that, but they are, and they deserve that ranking. They're going to win.
Completely agree. And I have to agree with you guys. Utah's a phenomenal team. They're great, but at the same time, this BYU team, they're experienced. They have the right amount of offense to take down Utah. They're going to do it. Week 1 upset. I think they'll take on a top 15 team, and they'll become ranked in week 2. So respect BYU. So I'm picking another team in this game. All right. So now to the game. The game of the week. Miami, Florida, rivalry that hasn't been renewed. Well, the in-state rivalry that hasn't been renewed since 2013.
Is that really?
6 years.
That's the last time we played.
Neutral game, tough matchup. Will the win.
Alright. It's phenomenal game. It's gonna be phenomenal. But I'm gonna go with Florida. I mean, after that bowl win versus Michigan, what bowl was that? You remember?
Yeah, that was the Peach Bowl.
I mean, Michigan, their defense. I mean, that Florida offense is very good and defense. So Florida is gonna win. I actually think it. I don't think it'll be that close a game. Actually,
Really?
I think Florida's gonna.
Power throw in this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think when the fourth quarter, end of the third quarter, fourth quarter comes around, I think Florida's gonna just pull it go.
Ben?
Miami was a big disappointment last year following the almost playoff season where they were undefeated until they lost to Pittsburgh as the number 2 team in the country, then lost the ACC championship game, and then kind of just fell apart after that. And then they were 7-5 record last year. New coach this year. It'll be his first game as a head coach in college football. I think Florida with Felipe Franks will win the game. I think it'll be 10-13 points. I don't think it'll be a blowout. It won't be really close. I think it'll be probably close till the end of the third quarter, and Florida will probably get a touchdown and stop, maybe another touchdown and pull away at that point.
Yep, I completely agree with you guys. Okay, Miami, great team and all, but freshman QB, he doesn't have a chance against Brad Stewart,
coach.
Marlon Dunlap. No way, Jose. Gators pull one out. It'll be decently close, probably 2 touchdowns, maybe a little more, probably 10 to 17 points. But I just think, Florida, the defense is great. And Felipe Franks will sling it multiple touchdowns on the night. Lamonaco P. Ryan will have a couple, and I just think Florida, I think it'll be close till about mid-third. Florida scores a touchdown in the third. They score 2 more in the fourth, and they just pull away.
Yeah.
Well, that's game day for you. Guys, appreciate you watching the first ever College Game Day episode. Will, thanks for being here.
Yep.
Ben, thanks for being here. Yeah. The 150th anniversary of college football, week 1, starts in 2 days. See ya.